I probably didn't do that.
Mhm.
Yep, that's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. Okay. Also sound. Let's go. We did it.
Hey,
Woo! I'll draw cannon floof next time. Woo!
we did
I'll
it.
draw Coco floof next time. Also,
Coco
hi.
Foof. Don't tempt me with a good time.
That's Coco. Hi, Coco.
Hey, Coco.
Hi, Coco. You're such a good girl. Hi everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the
Hi.
stream. Um, we got a handful of questions to
Yeah.
talk about today, but we also are just gonna kind of hang out,
Um,
have a good time,
and
maybe
then
show you guys
yeah,
some cool stuff.
Carson also just
What's
wants to
Carson doing?
show random. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Uh
yeah, okay. No, we're good. We're good.
oh. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I am opening a bunch of files, so I hope it's not like throttling my computers.
So far, so good. I think I can see you still moving.
Okay. Cool. Um. All right. So, shall we? Well, actually, I think probably the way to start is why don't we just
Yeah.
kind of talk about the last week? Because the last time we did one of these was the night before the Kickstarter launched, when I stayed up until 4 a.m. Making graphics for the Kickstarter
Yeah.
page.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So, comparing where you are in life today, right now, to where
Mm,
you were in life basically a week ago at 4 a.m., how would you say
yes.
things are different?
Nothing has changed at all whatsoever.
Yep, that's
Yep.
how I feel as
Uh,
well.
yep.
Indistinguishable.
No, it's guys, launching a Kickstarter is wild. Uh like I was trying to describe it to someone recently, and it's kind of like it's like when you go on stage or you do a performance, if you're a musician or an actor or something like that. It's kind of like that, but just always you're just kind of on.
Yeah,
You know, you're always checking to see if the numbers have gone up. You're checking comments that people have posted. Corey, thank you for your comment today about tropical pirates.
I saw that.
Uh,
I like that.
yep. You're constantly checking your emails. You're constantly checking Discord, two Discords. Um, and you're trying to just like act like a normal human being at the same time. And I actually will say I was very happy because you and I hung out with some friends this weekend.
Yeah.
And I was very happy that all of them were very forgiving about how often we were on our phones checking Discord the entire weekend.
Yeah, that's I feel the exact same way. And when we got back from the weekend, like yesterday, I was like, I can't, like, I can't. I have to take a
Dude,
step
that
back.
was that was 2 days ago.
Well, yesterday
Oh,
morning, or I guess Monday night, I was like, I feel like I've not been looking at my phone for more than like a 5 minute stretch of time in the last 6 days, and so I'm trying to now like look at it, respond to stuff, and then put it away so I can do regular life stuff. Because Carson and I both unfortunately still have like 9 to 5s that we need to do. Uh, but I'm trying to segment it and still be present, which I'm hopefully doing a good job of. Who knows?
yeah, yeah. And that being said, like I also want to shout out everyone who has been so amazing over the last week. Um, not only just that huge push the first day, um, but everyone who has told us about their experience with the demo decks. The amount of people who talked about their kids playing, like seriously,
Amazing.
every single time that melts my heart. Especially when kids pick their favorite pirates like that. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent with these pirates to know that someone else is excited about them, especially a kid, is just like the best. Um,
My favorite example of that. Sorry to interrupt. My
I don't
favorite
know. You're
example of that was I think it was Swoo Cubes said that one of his kids was like,
good.
"Oh, so okay, this game was fun, but like, when do I get to watch the pirate TV show?"
Yes,
And I'd be like,
yeah,
"It's not. There isn't one, but maybe someday there will be."
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
God, I can't wait to start doing like kids books. like, picture books. Coco likes that idea too. I mean, look at how she's
Yeah.
reacting.
You want a little coconut dog toy?
Oh my,
Yeah.
she would destroy that in a
I
second.
know that would not be a good match, but she would have so
Um,
much fun.
and wall bogs. It's important to here be human while working on here be monsters. Thanks.
I
And
appreciate
Alex
that.
Fran, my 9-year-old loves it. Oh, thank you, Alex. That let us know if they have a favorite pirate. Because we always love to hear
Yeah.
what kids are most excited about. And God, and someday I would love to do like action figures or something. Like I just oh, be so
We're
cool.
gonna get there someday. We're gonna get there
I
someday.
know. Yeah. I think I was having a lot of conversations with people recently because it's amazing how many people have crawled out of the woodwork who are like that you just wouldn't expect. And we've had some really great uh, feedback and comments from people who have worked on other very big games.
Yeah.
Um, and who've kind of told us about their experiences with working on games and a lot of the conversations seem to drift into this idea of like games built on hype versus games built intentionally. Um, oh, Cannon Catcher is his favorite.
I
Nice.
love people are really digging Cannon Catcher, which I really
I
love.
can't
Oh,
wait to draw the lore alternate art for Cannon Catcher. It's it's gonna be sick. I know what
I'm
it's gonna be. I
stoked.
haven't started drawing it, but it's gonna be sick.
Hell yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's just been a lot of conversations around this kind of duality of building things on hype versus building things brick by brick. And it can obviously be very attractive to build something off of the hype cycle because like on some level it's easier because you don't have to make as intentional decisions kind of by
Yeah.
definition.
Yeah.
um but in the long run I do think things that are built intentionally always you know land better. um so it's one of those things where as much as I want the kids book now, the action figures now, like uh eh, I think the other way I want to phrase this is just the fact that because all of this is so new to us, forcing us to go through an intentional pathway for each step, each thing forward will force us to make better decisions so that someday when we do have all of the funding to do all of the cool stuff that we want, we'll at least have like gone through the process. I think it's something you see with filmmakers all the time where they make like a small indie movie and then they're given like, $100 million to make a superhero film and they go crazy because they just, they make these wild out there movies and it's like there was no progression to get there. So, um, yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that, but
No, but
that was
I
just,
think that's all true. I think that the road of TCGs and board games that exist is
mm,
paved with uh, games that came out of the gate wicked hot,
yeah,
particularly those that were kind of either intentionally or coincidentally built on a speculative market, or
yeah,
like having that be what people were excited about. And because of the way that we're doing things, that's really like that's not what people get
yeah,
excited about with HBM. And I think there's a drawback in the sense that I mean we could have made probably a lot more money if we had done things the normal way, but like
yeah,
that's not what either of us wanted to do. And I think that like building a base of people who care about the game, not about people who like care about scalping and
yeah,
using our game to make a quick buck. I think that I think that the fans that we have are really, really, really cool, and I think that
yeah.
that would not necessarily be the case if we had a different model or maybe exploded in popularity. Um, yeah,
Yeah, and on some level, like that kind of becomes a forcing function for us to make sure that the gameplay always feels fresh, the story always feels exciting, the characters always feel unique and iconic. Like by removing some of those, I guess we're not removing, we're like putting more guardrails on in order to kind of keep us on that path, which I'm really excited about. And and truly, like, we are trying some things out that I think haven't been done before in the industry. And I'm really curious how people start to react and to interact with them as time goes on, like, I'm really excited to dive into a map card and like find my buried treasure. I'm so excited to see what other people think of that experience and how that goes.
I of all of the things that I'm so curious about, like once product is in people's hands, that might be the thing I'm most curious to see, like
Yeah.
if people, if everyone who finds a map card is going to follow through with it, or if a lot of the map cards are going to end up on whatever trade site or what have you. What piece of eight people are going to want to get? I'm just really curious to see how people
Yeah.
engage with the whole treasure hunt, the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. It's going to be exciting. Um
Um, something that you had brought up earlier that I wanted to say this before I forget. Um,
yeah.
I want to give a shout out and thanks to everyone in the Discord. Oh, this was okay. This is when we were talking about like needing to like be ever present, always be on
Mm,
our phones and always checking the Discord and everything. Uh, at the start, I was like, yeah, okay, I need to make sure that like I'm always on my phone, so I always have Discord in front of me. So when a new person comes in the server, I can either say hi to them or I can
yeah.
answer rules questions or engage with them in some way. But our community is so amazing that like I don't really even have
Yeah.
to do that because we have so many people who do that anyway just because they want to. Like it is so cool that we have this organism that is a community of people who care a lot. And it's whenever someone new comes in, there's plenty of discussion and question asking and like welcoming. And I just think it's so cool. It makes my life a whole lot easier because it's just a thing that I don't have to do. And it's just so cool to see. It's really cool to see.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jolteon, if someone
Uh,
asks a real question, that's all you. I'll let you answer.
yeah, and I'll follow up on that as well. With well, no escapes. Oh, is that no escapes?
Oh my gosh.
Pates?
No,
No, I keep struggling to say
no,
your name, but yes, the
no
real treasure is the friends
escapades.
we met along the way. No escapades. Yep. Okay. And then Jolteon, to your comment about how to get the pieces of eight. So, yeah, the map card is a very unique thing. And basically, in the set, one in every 24 holofoil cards is going to be replaced with a map card. That map card is going to have a unique selection of three little images on it. So every one of these map cards is going to be different, and each of them is going to have the three images match alternate art cards in the set. And if you can find the three matching alternate art cards and mail it into us, on the back of the map card, we're going to have a little like checklist where you can pick one of eight pirates to get the special pieces of eight printing of that pirate. Perhaps if you collect all eight of them, there might be an additional secret prize as well.
What
And
an
we'll tell
additional
you more about that.
prize.
I know,
Whoa.
crazy. The important thing is
Crazy.
to think about what happened the last time the pieces of eight were put together. Um, so, anyways, I'm really excited about that because I really think it will make trading more exciting because each person will have a different goal that they're searching for. What you're looking for might be completely different than what your friend is looking for, and vice versa. um I'm expecting to have a blast. Yeah, I hope you enjoy opening the booster packs. um and then Jolteon said I need 24 map cards to playset the pieces of eight stuff. No, you just need eight map cards.
To place it, like if you want three of each, then yeah,
Oh, to place it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Godspeed,
Yep.
dude. The first person who gets a playset of all of the piece of eight cards,
Yeah, let us know. We'll like send you
something.
something cool. I don't know.
You'll already have everything cool at that
You'll,
point.
you'll get a 3D print of Laser Beard like
There you go.
I've
There
got
you
back
go.
there. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Good luck. Um, no, for the additional prize for the people who get the pieces of 8, it won't just be the first person. There will be a limit to it. I'm not sure what that limit is. You know, it might be the first 20 people, the first 50 people, first 100. I think it kind of depends on how many, you know, what the demand is. Just because we
Yeah,
have to put these
yeah,
orders in so far in advance. If we do very drastically misjudge the demand of how many people are full setting the pieces of 8, you know, we can definitely explore something in the future of a way to get that card
yeah,
or like reprint it to fulfill that. You know, we'll explore it. We don't want to, you know, keep it away from people, but we also don't want to just have a stack of these cards sitting around in the background somewhere.
yeah.
Um, uh, my now we are collecting all this picture. Um,
I hope a lot of people want to do it.
yeah, I think I think the thing is it's gonna be something that kind of takes time for people to understand, you know, because the language of TCGs is so locked in that this is kind of new and weird. And I think once people experience it and they're like, wow, this was really fun, that will kind of change people's perceptions of it.
Yeah,
And yeah, we'll have to see how that goes.
yeah. But I think they will. I just feel like there are so many ways that you can like entertain yourself that doesn't require a physical medium, i.e., movies, TV, video games, internet, scrolling, whatever. And if you're
Yeah,
choosing to play a trading card game, I know a lot of people play them online
yeah.
because it's the only way you can. But generally speaking, if you're interested in that kind of thing, I feel like you're interested in a little bit of a tactile experience. And I think people are going to really dig the tactile experience of like digging through their cards,
Mhm.
finding the component pieces to the map, mailing it in, receiving the letter. How much fun is it to receive mail? Remember when people received mail? What a
I
blast.
I think all the time about when I was in 3rd grade, my parents wanted me to join the chess club for whatever reason. No idea why they were like, "Chess is for you." And, and the agreement was if I did 6 weeks of chess club or whatever it was, they would get me, do you remember Zoids? The giant
Yeah,
robot. Okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So they would get me a Zoids model kit. Uh, and of course, funny story. This is actually kind of a weird long story. Um, uh, yes, Evan, if you get all of the 8 and the bonus, you do get a birthday party invitation in the mail for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Um, but that I basically spent those 6 weeks being like, I am going to get a Blade Liger Zoids kit. I want it. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited. And then, of course, the like last day, I was like, maybe I should get a Geno Breaker instead. And I got a Geno Breaker after spending all that time wanting the Blade Liger. But truly, I remember, okay, the end of that story is then when I finally got an adult job and finally started making income. I purchased a Blade Liger model kit that is actually on my shelf right there that I'm saving to open someday.
Hang on. What was the one that you actually ended up getting?
The Geno Breaker, I mean, it was pretty cool, but it wasn't a Blade Liger.
Yeah, I'm feeling yeah, okay, I remember this one. This is
Yeah.
the like yeah. I kind of feel like that's like your parents saying like, "Hey, if you do this thing for 6 weeks, we'll get you a Ferrari." And you were like, "Wow, can't wait to get my Ferrari." And then on the last day, you were like, "Well, a Toyota Camry could be cool."
I know, it was
That's a
really
crazy
stupid.
choice to make. That's
I
crazy.
thought about that for years where I was like, "What was I thinking?" Um, but anyways, the reason I said that story is because I remember every single day when I got home from school checking the mailbox and being disappointed every day for like 2 weeks, but it was so much fun to check, and then, like, you know, I'd check, and then I'd go inside and be like, "Has the mail come?" And then my parents were like, "I don't know, maybe." And so then, like, every hour after that, I'd go back out and check again, go back out and check. Every time I passed the window, I'd be like, "Is the flag up?" You know, maybe they forgot the flag. Um, it was, so anyways, and also I think there's a thing where, like, nowadays we get so many things in the mail, but it's it's either like taxes, bills, or like, an Amazon Prime shipment. And like I feel like anytime I order something as an adult in the mail, there's like a certain pang of like guilt associated with it of like,
Mm,
oh, I get the thing in the mail, but like now I remember how much money I spent on that. Whereas like
mhm,
think of the fun of mailing something in and now you're anticipating a piece of mail that like doesn't come I mean, sure, there's the association of the money you spent on the booster boxes to get it, but like that specific piece of mail like doesn't have that association. And I think that's really cool, you know?
I do too.
So
I do too.
we'll see how it plays out, where it goes. Um yeah. Anywho, and don't forget, there are other ways you can redeem cards. The Kickstarter exclusive map card will be your chance to get holofoil versions of either the Sword Beast of Cape Tana, obviously the best one, uh, the Quiddy of the Archipelago, which might be my favorite art of the three, and yes, like mailing off cereal box tops. Uh,
Exactly, exactly.
and then also at organized play events, we're going to have special organized play map cards. These ones, we're still deciding. They might be a little harder to redeem. We might do 5 instead of 3 images on the organized play ones, but the organized play ones are the only ways to get full art cards. So, um,
Which, if you like the sound of full art cards, or you just like the sound of organized play in general, talk to your local game store and see if they're interested in being a Here Be Monsters hub, or stocking us, or just generally letting you play the game there. Um, the more game stores, the more locations that support us, the more we can do, and the more we're able to like get fun things to you, such as organized play, full art cards, and other
yes.
stuff. Yes, talk to all three in the city, and
Yeah.
and talk to all three in every neighboring city. Mm.
Yes. And even if they just have questions, because like we recognize that um our product offering and like our business model is a little different than other games. And so if they have any questions, if they want to just sit down with us and talk through like why people might be coming to their store to participate or to play, we are happy to sit down and chat with them or send them more information, or even if they just want to check out Covenant Fulfilled because it's such a cool process and a way to interact with games. They should definitely check it out.
Totally.
um
And if you have perhaps a play group, a group of friends who you think would enjoy the game, but either you don't have a local game store near you, or you just don't really, that's not your thing. Um, I don't know. Let us know, because there's also, I mean, it would need to be, financially possible for us to do, but we would also love to support that kind of play group as if it was a local game store, and try to get you guys access to this stuff.
yeah, we're exploring what that's going to look like. It might have to be something where it's like the organized play kit comes with a certain amount of purchases from the group or
Yeah,
something, like we have to see what makes financial sense. But I know for me, I've lived in a lot of places where I don't have a good local game store around that, my gameplay events is hanging out with friends, have a
yeah,
group that I just play with. And so I don't want people to be locked out of these cool organized play experiences simply because they don't have a store that they jive with, at the time. So
yeah, 100%.
we'll continue to explore what that looks like. Anyway, should we dive into some questions?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Okay. So the plan here is we got a couple of questions, and then I pulled up a bunch of like random old pieces of art and keynote files for us to just kind of dig through together and tell you about some of that old history.
Let's rock it.
So hopefully that all sounds good. All right. In no particular order, let's go ahead. Um, Corey posted something. Where did he post it? AMA. Corey asked if we could provide some more details. He said on the types of our named locations on the Monster Coast. I think just kind of talking about some of the locations on the Monster Coast in general
Yeah.
is what I would love to do. Um, so let's go ahead and talk through that a little bit. So, um, sorry, so many pings
I
everywhere
know,
right
I
now.
know.
Actually, I'll just silence that for the time
Yeah.
being. Okay, let's see. I've got like 6 bajillion Keynote files open. Some of these are things you haven't even seen before, so I'm actually really
I'm
excited.
excited. It's a rare day that I haven't seen something that you've done. I think the stuff that you have that I hadn't seen, this would be on the older side, right? This would not be like something that you're currently
Uh,
working.
it's a match.
Okay.
There are a couple of things where I sat down one afternoon and I was like, I want to draw this,
Uh-oh. Did you just open something up?
and then
I
I just
lost you.
kind of like never to play around
No.
with.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
no,
Now
did
you're
you lose
back.
me?
Yeah,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I think we're back. Yes, we're back. Okay, cool.
Okay. Ping the chat if we're not back. Um, all right, so let's go ahead and talk. Okay, I'm gonna tease something here. Uh, so I feel like I have to show it because I just teased it. Um, so a little bit ago, we were talking about making a map,
Mm.
uh, and I started making a map of the Monster Coast. It is far from finished.
Has this not
Uh,
been teased yet? Or has this not been
I
shown
think
yet?
I think we've mentioned that there's a map, but I haven't
Okay,
done
okay.
anything with it. So anyways, this is very very rough, but I think it's a good way for us to go around and kind of talk about things. The important thing about the Monster Coast is that it is not fixed. Weird things happen on the Monster Coast. So one day an island could be over here and it could move somewhere else the next day. These things just kind of happen on the Monster Coast. So uh, this is the map for set one, and it's also just a portion of the map. Um, but let's go ahead and
Let's
show
see
you
it.
guys the map. Share my screen. All right. Okay, can you guys see this?
Did I do OBS right? Oh, not really. Uh-oh. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're good.
Okay. Uh,
Now you can only see it
it's
once. I fixed it.
okay. There you go. So this is part of the Monster Coast. Um, again, still so much that needs to be worked on here, but um, at the center, like all good pirate experiences, is Skull Island, aka the Big Skull. So it's just an island that looks like a skull. That's it's a good old landmark. Then over here, we've got Floof Floof Land. You can see it says there's the sign says fun because it's fun. Floof Floof Land is where Cannon Floof came from. And I'm not going to say too much about it because you guys might be learning something about Floof Floof Land here soon. Anywho, Cape Tana, which you guys saw in the Sword Beast card, with some big old giant swords sticking up out of the sandbar. Um, we love Cape Tana. The Black Powder Fields and Eternity Point. So this is um, Eternity Point is where Gunpowder Sage lives. Um, Gunpowder Sage, he's a cool guy. We haven't really shared much about him, but basically, when Captain Laserbeard tried to take over the Monster Coast 200 years ago, that was the end of the second age of piracy. Gunpowder Sage was one of the people that stopped him, and there was a big battle here at Eternity Point called the Battle of Eternity Point. And the reason there's this big explosion here is it's called Eternity Point because at like the dawn of the Monster Coast, there was an explosion here, and it just froze in time. So there's just this frozen explosion floating over um, Eternity Point here. Fair Isle's that way. You don't want to go there. The coconuts come from somewhere over here. Who could who could say? Jungle Reef, where orangutan came from, is over here. And the monarch fields are somewhere over here. So Monarch matey, the butterfly, he comes from a place called Monarch Fields, or migrates from Monarch Fields. And legend has it that if you go to Monarch Fields, um, you can get a wish granted there. But nobody has been able to find it, so people keep trying to follow Monarch matey into this island to try to find the Monarch Fields, and no one's found it yet. Some Hercules hull beetle sightings, new Volcano Island. That's because the volcano, erupted on top of Volcano Island and New Volcano Island. Um, uh, uh, the Land Ho, you'll meet a guy called the Headwind Hero of Land Ho. Saint Tempest, that's where, if you remember, Mooring Monk, he runs Saint Tempest. The Feather Flotilla. Um, oh, whoops! You're so right.
Oh, hang
Uh,
on, hang on, hang on, hang on. I kind of like it that way.
yeah, we'll see what's
That's
what.
canon now.
That's so funny. You can tell how my brain was functioning. Feather Flotilla is a ship, actually, where a lot of other ships dock. It's good for tropical pirates. It's where the Toucan Trader resides. I was pretty sure there was an island here, but I don't know what happened to it. It just kind of disappeared. Um, this is going to be the Dinosaur Key. It's basically a stretch of islands um, uh, created out of the skeleton of a giant dead dinosaur. Um, you'll also be able to find Dinosaur Key on the stowaway boxes. Um, it if you wait, where's my cam? Uh, you guys probably can't see this, but
But it's there.
basically, when you get a stowaway chest, if you turn it to the side, there's a map of Dinosaur Key on the side of your stowaway chest. So that's just a fun little Easter egg. Um, what else? If you drink the water over here, you'll find your way to Vacation Island, which you'll be hearing about soon. Phil, we need to figure out when we're posting
Yes.
Coconuts Head Off.
I'm gonna have it fixed up tomorrow. It's part of my list of things to do tomorrow.
Please. Sword Bay, that's where Bionic Blowfish Blader hangs out. The Sand Palace is Greater Sandwich. Faraway Cove and Sovereignty City. This is where this will be a castle of some kind, but this is where Seaworthy Sovereign rules. It's where Bartholomew Hops. He's the one who really runs things because he's smart. Seaworthy Sovereign is just good vibes.
Yeah.
And this is also where the Lady of the Lagoon gave Seaworthy Sovereign the Sovereignty Sword, and we might be seeing her in a future set. Then this whole corner here is the fog of the automaton zone. So this is where Captain Laserbeard has hidden away. This is where you'll find Cyclopta and Red Eye Wreckage. Halyard Rig. There's a card called the Hacker of Halyard Rig, and she lives there. Themis Rekka is where Flintlock Fury and Gilta, Queen of the Furies, that's where they came from. Over here, this is the Crow's Nest Coffee headquarters. Uh, you know, where you get your coffee.
Gotta have coffee.
Gotta have coffee. This is the Colosseum, where
Boo.
Gladiator Gold fights. And then the House of 10,000 Cabins is where Madame Crossbones lives, and we're hopefully going to get her lore out here. We should really do that this week,
Yeah,
actually.
because it's super cool. I really, really like that one.
Yeah, I want to get her and the Seastress's lore out
Yeah.
because I think they're both pretty cool. Um, I've been away from Q for the stream while I cook, but I'm stoked. Hell yeah!
Woo!
Uh,
Thank you.
Thank you. They call me Q. The Pump Kid patch. Pump Kid is is a really fun pumpkin card. This is where they grow. The Midnight Shoal, it's a bunch of spooky guys that live there. The Neverpool is where you'll find Hangor, Lord of Gallows, who is one of my favorite, silliest pirates in the game. I really like. I am so curious if I say this with a grain of salt because I know if I say this, Jolteon is going to say I'll do it. I'm really curious if anyone can make Hangor like competitive. Like I think I really like this balance of flavor that we have that he's such a Timmy card where basically Hangor um oh yeah, just add some ruins here. Basically Hangor is a plus X. You can only play him if there's one treasure remaining, and if you do, he's plus 99. So he's just like he's just there for big, bombastic end of game hoopla. And I think he's so silly. But Tyrannosaurus Rex actually got caught in the Neverpool at one point, and Broadsidosaurus had to rescue him. We'll share that lore at some point as well. And then the Delta of the Dead, that's where you would find Mutiny Mummy and the Pyramid Prow. And in the future, there will be some more guys that kind of came from here. Yeah, and that's most of the map. I think I forgot to mention the Tokugunal Archipelago is up this way. So that's where Reef
Witty.
Ronan came from and Quiddy, yeah, when he was younger. Um, so yeah, lots of cool stuff up there. The Storm Sea is up this way. That's where you would find the Jay Sparrows. And this is the Sunshine Sea, which is a very tropical location. I think it's worth pointing out. Nobody actually knows where the coconuts come from. There, everyone's trying to find the coconut tree to, I guess, get more coconut crews. But they just kind of float float around and appear
Yeah.
on people's ships and start helping out. um, uh, yeah. So, anyways, yes, Reef Ronan. Yeah, he's up this way.
Reef
Um,
goat.
Reef Goaten. We do have
That's
a goat.
awesome.
Oh, and I also want to add in add in the Harbinger Marooned. Some of you might know the Harbinger of Piracy is my second favorite card in the game, and he for for some reason there's a card called Art of Marooning, which shows him marooned on an island. And then I put him in another cameo for a ship. Um, where he's also marooned, and we've just kind of decided that the Harbinger's always marooned by himself. And so I think it would be great to just include him here on a little island all by himself.
I love that. It's
Poor
strong Zorro
guy.
vibes where he's just so
Yeah,
strong, but just has no idea where he's going.
yeah. So, anyways, we're really excited to get this map finished and out to you guys. I will say, we've talked about how there are these like three secrets in the set that we're going to reveal like month by every couple of months once the set is released. And I will say one of the secrets does have something to do with this map. I'm not going to say what yet, but I'm really excited for you guys to explore that further.
Perhaps
Um,
some kind of treasure hunt in a pirate game?
oh, what? Um, secrets. Um,
Boo.
so
Boo.
good. I love it. Um, all right. So let's see. Um, next question. Uh, yes, there's the map. Um, it will hopefully be done soonish. All right. Other questions we received. Do, do,
And if
do.
anyone has a question as we're doing this, you can just
Oh
throw it
yeah.
in the chat and we'll get to it.
Um, so no no escapades. I think I'm saying that right. Is there going to be a canon storyline or plot at some point, one that's written out like the Song of the Ronin and the Beast posts, or will it mainly be implied through the art/lore codes? Cards. I think this is a great question. For at least for me, and I think Phil, I'm curious your take on this. I think the for me the cards are the jumping off point to solidify more. lore. So it's like when we do a cool drawing where we're like, oh, that's rad. It's like, okay, well, what is the background for this? How does this tie into the world? How do we want to explore this? I think one thing I do like kind of want to avoid is I think you have a lot of games where there is like there is the one storyline and there are the five legendary characters that are at the head of the storyline and common cards are kind of just ignored. I I want it to feel like each of these characters is the main character of their own story, and with a lot of their lore, I want it to feel like these are the kinds of stories you would tell around a campfire on a ship late at night, where there's like a certain edge of like, is this true or not? And actually, Phil, your Coconut's Day Off, I think, is a perfect example of that, where you read it and you're like, this is so fun, but also like, is this real? Did this happen? Does it matter? Um,
That's something that I totally agree. Like you were talking about the battle at Eternity Point, which is like a hugely
mhm,
important event for the history of the Monster Coast as a whole. And for sure, a lot of important figures were there, but like not everybody was there, and not everybody needs
yep,
to be there. And some people, everyone has important stories going on in their own lives. All these characters have their own things going on, and they're all interesting. It's kind of like, um, for every pardon my reference, for every Avengers Endgame where you have just this bombastic, like universe defying action set piece, you also have like your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is going to prom, and it's important
yeah,
for him even though there's all this other thing happening
yeah,
elsewhere. And I think that that is a similar vibe as what we want to achieve with
yeah.
the Monster Coast.
Mhm.
I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is perfect in every way, shape, and form. And if we could scratch the surface of its complexities and brilliance, I think that we'd be lucky.
Yeah, totally agree. For those wondering, Endgame is Phil's favorite movie of all time.
It's amazing.
Um, but yeah, and I think it's important that like I want anyone who falls in love with a character to feel like that character's story is worthwhile and important and can kind of be the main driving factor. So, just this week we've had so many people mention how Reef Ronin, Mr. Manty, and Sponge Barbarian are their favorite cards. And we've got lore for all three of them where like they are the main character. They're the ones driving the ship, going through these experiences. And so we want to make sure that that's how it feels. Monkey Bones is another one that really comes to mind where the whole story about him being the last of the Crimson Apes, is like super important for him, but like does not matter to like Captain Laserbeard trying to take over the Monster Coast, where
Yeah.
like that is important for Seaworthy Sovereign, who's trying to stop him. Like there's all of this kind of back and forth for it. So, anyways, we're excited to share more lore. I know some of you guys are mentioning like releasing a book. I would love to do a little anthology of some of the different stories and share it. But I also want to make sure that we're very intentional about it. I don't want to just release a book for the sake of releasing a book. I want to make sure we do a really good job telling some really good stories in there. Um, I did see the Hasty Tadpole mentioned how much work from set one is getting set aside for set two, and does set two have a general theme? Um, so this is actually, I would say yes and no. I think Phil and I haven't really done a huge deep dive into the theme for set two. I think we have some kind of big picture stuff. Um,
Yeah.
back when we were releasing it, we were planning on releasing it as like little expansions instead of a full play set. Previously it was going to be Captain Laserbeard. We were going to have Laserbeard's Revenge and then the Uncharted World. We had planned out like I'll say the tentative titles that I was playing around with in my head that have not been confirmed by Phil, but was just kind of floating there for me was the Heart of the Horizon and Ruins of the Drowned Sea
For set two,
for set two.
or like the expansions for set two.
Yeah, the two expansions for set two.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
Um, so basically, like there will be. I guess the way I would phrase it is there will be like an event that marks the start of set two, but I don't necessarily think the entire set is going to have like a core theme to it. I think that event might tie into some of the alternate art cards you see that kind of fit in with that, but like the primary art cards will probably just kind of be more loosey goosey, as it were. So, yeah. Oh,
And
and then in terms of stuff being set aside, um, I think, to my knowledge, the only stuff being set aside is I do have like a couple of alt arts and stuff that we've been playing around with that we already have like two or three alt arts for that pirate, and it's like, we can just like I've got like a fourth Captain Laserbeard alt art, and it's like, yeah, all right, I think we're good with the like two or three that we have right now, kind of thing.
I will say on that point that I feel like you and we've spent so if we've been doing this for say 5.5 years, like doing
Mm,
HBM for 5.5 years, the last maybe 6 to 12 months has been really focused on like what's happening right now, like the
yeah,
Kickstarter and a new player experience and all of this and that. And we have so many ideas of things that we want to do in terms of like mechanics and card effects and things that you will be able to play around with in set two.
yeah.
Uh, we there's a lot of cool stuff that we want
I
to
have
do.
a notes app on my phone that I've just been filling with stuff over the last year. It is chock full of like effect ideas. I just dropped three in there last night, which I'm so excited about.
I'm like I'm so the whole Kickstarter experience of running a Kickstarter is just fascinating, and I'm like I'm stoked that we're doing this, and like actually bringing it to print is going to be just a whole thing. But man, am I excited to get back to like playtesting and throwing around weird effects and breaking everything. And
Seriously.
oh man, set two is going to be a lot of fun, man. Set two is going to be a lot of fun.
And especially because as soon as we come up with our really cool ideas, we can then hand it off to you guys, the play testers, and you guys can immediately break it for us.
Yeah, so to answer, they call me Q, your question of do we get VIP status for set two as backers for set one? Maybe, I don't know, but I think anyone who like cares enough to be in this stream right now, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
we've historically had a very small web of playtesters, and maybe that web will grow now
Yeah.
that we have an audience that is more than like 5 people. Um, yeah,
Yeah. Uh, which I'm really looking forward to.
yeah.
Um, all right. Next question. Oh, this is from Evan. I'm sorry, Evan, you had to drop. He was asking about the themes and mechanical through lines for each pirate code, which we did talk about briefly on our last AMA. Um, but I think it's probably worth it for us to just briefly highlight again. Um, we definitely started the five pirate codes feeling very similar to like Magic the Gathering's color pie, and then over time it has started to separate and break apart. Um, tropical I think is the most flavorful in that like I think there's one card over +6 in all of tropical. And if you
Commodore
just
Con.
if you remove the no effect, like most of the cards are +4 and lower in tropical. And that's because tropical is all about your buddies. It's getting a whole bunch of little guys out. It's drawing a lot of cards. It's free playing pirates that are, weak and stuff. Um, and then heavy metal is like it's very brutal. Um, Captain Laserbeard is a good example. He's a -10, but he gets +2 for every pirate in your Davy Jones locker.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like there's a lot of like super strong with drawbacks, and there's a lot of
yes.
just ways to make life really difficult and miserable for your opponent.
Yeah. I feel like I would almost describe it as like, how does an opponent feel when you play your heavy metal cards? It's often a like, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Um, boom pirates are all of the like or most of the send volleys kind of thing, cannon fire. Most of those are boom cards. Um, And similarly, it's big points, fast play, kind of thing, risk reward kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, spooky
Spooky.
is plays with your Davy Jones locker, plays with hidden shanties. Um, your salty is it plays a lot with like equip cards, ship effects, that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, we probably should put the pirate codes in writing at some point.
Yeah, it's a good
And
idea.
then that's all of them. That's all
Yeah,
five.
we got all five.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question based off that question that I feel
Okay.
like has been asked in Magic, or was probably asked in Magic more like 20 years ago. Would we ever add a sixth pirate code?
um, I mean, I have my bad answer and I have my good answer.
Whoa, give me both.
My bad answer is no, because I've played around with all of the colors that we can make cards, and there's not a good color that looks good
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
sixth one. Uh, so, um, and the good answer is I just don't really think there's a reason to.
That's
I
my
think,
answer as well.
yeah, like I think all of the areas that we want to explore with the game exist nicely in these five pirate codes, and I think especially because we're not faction locked, I just I don't really know what a new color would add to it that these five don't
That
currently.
that is exactly my thought. I don't think it would add anything at all. I think it would just make it would always feel kind of weird and it would make life kind of worse. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think I
It would make life worse. Just like as soon as we make it, everybody's life just like would just start getting
and like everywhere,
worse.
not just Here Be
Yeah.
Monsters fans, but like
Yeah, yeah.
worldwide, like famine,
Man, what's
disease.
making my life worse? It's the sixth pirate code this game added.
What okay, if we were to, what color would it be? Just so
Ooh.
we can theoretically talk about the sixth pirate code that will never happen.
Pink.
Oh, okay.
Neon pink.
Yeah, wow, got it. Okay.
It's the pirate jig pirate code. It's just dancing themed. Partying and
Okay.
dancing themed.
All right, we got to revisit this because I really like that idea now. A dance flavored pirate code.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. It's all just vibe based.
Yeah. But to your
I mean,
point earlier, like even with
we
that, I
could
feel
do
like
that we could do that in like like Magic has their unsets.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
we could do that in an unset.
Okay, that'd actually be fun if pink was the like the April Fool's pirate code.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we'll see. We'll see what
Yes.
happens.
Okay, guys, some point in the future, we we will put out there if you order a Here Be Monsters product from Team Covenant on April 1st, you will get a pink sixth pirate code card that is not playable. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it
Okay,
will
it's like yeah, at some
at
point
some point.
in life, if you order HBM stuff on Covenant, not like this year, maybe 5 years from now.
Yeah,
Who knows?
who knows?
It'll happen.
And here's the thing.
Um,
We're not going to tell you. So you're going to have to check back every April 1st to see if there's an announcement.
that's how we get them. That's how we get them. You always got to check. Um,
um,
I at some point, I want a lot of game companies do fun April Fools things, and what I want to do, um, is I don't know if set one if we're referring to it as the core set or if anything is really being referred to as
sure.
the core set. At some point it was, and I thought it would be so fun to have a corset, i.e. like a Elizabeth Swan corset with like
Yeah.
all of the art from the corset on it. Um, that's another
Oh
$1 million
god.
stretch goal.
That's so funny. Oh my god, we need to do that.
I know that's my greatest contribution to Here Be
That
Monsters.
that should be an April Fool's Day card as well.
Hmm.
Wow.
Just
Man,
hang on.
the possibilities are endless. Yeah,
Here's
drop that
my
mic. Woo.
nice.
Um, All right. Well, I think that is through the questions that were asked. If anyone else has questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise, I would love to walk you guys through some random old art stuff.
Oh yeah.
Um, what do you want to start with? I was kind of thinking the Harbor Harpy stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, Ren Fair outfit. All right. So I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram recently, but Kelsey from Girls Planning Gaming, we've been chatting with her for a while. She's been awesome. Um, but one of the important things that we want to work towards is making sure this community is a uh, like a welcoming community for all different kinds of people. Just because historically certain people haven't really like felt as welcome in certain spaces and stuff. There's definitely the stereotype of certain spaces and certain gamers, and so we felt like the first step figuring that out as two white guys who don't know a lot about this is to just start reaching out to people and understanding their perspectives, and just trying to get as many perspectives as we could. And so that was something that we definitely did a lot of over the last couple of months. It's definitely been put on the side as we've just been trying to get the Kickstarter figured out, and I'm really looking forward to picking that back up again when life just calms down a smidge. um, and so Girls Playing Gaming was one of the people that we reached out to, and we just had a couple of really great chats about she primarily works in the Magic the Gathering space. But we just had some good chats about, like, you know what are some of the things that she looks for in the games that she plays, the communities, the experiences that she has. Just recognizing that it's very different than my own experiences. And we had a good chat about art as well, and so we actually decided to do this fun partnership where I was like, I want to improve my skills at making characters that appeal to people outside of what I would normally do, and in particular, making characters that women and femme folks get excited about. And so it's been a really fun experience, and basically what we ended up doing is she helped with kind of the process and the thought process behind these two alternate art cards. One of them was revealed. um, it is an alternate art for Harbor Harpy, named the Harpy of the Hidden Harbor, and then the Harpy of the Forgotten Harbor will be revealed later when I finish it. I just haven't had time to finish it yet. um, so yeah, I just kind of wanted to walk you guys through this a little bit, and just kind of talk through like the process. Also, if you have any content creators or anything in this vein that you think we should
Mhm.
reach out to or talk to, or if you have experiences in the space that you want to share, like, let us know. Like our first step is to listen, and then from there we want to start doing what we can to
Totally.
encourage that space. So this is the Harpy of the Hidden Harbor. You can see all of my random references all around it. Um, uh, Kelsey sent me pictures of ospreys, to kind of, since she's the more like ninja you one. And so that was fun to kind of pull into the reference. Um, and here are all of my random things. Here are some, like, we
Ooh,
were just like talking about a harpy, and so here were some just kind of silhouettes and shapes that we were playing around with. But really, like, at the core of what we were trying to do here, is basically this slide where I was just talking about how, what I'm trying to learn is, when working with femme characters, which attributes are key to accentuate and or like monsterify, and in what ways is it good to accentuate or monsterify them. So, like, for masculine characters, I'm really good at knowing what features I want to manipulate so that the character feels like masculine and dynamic in my mind, but they still don't look human. And so I wanted to get a better understanding for femme-facing characters, like, what are the attributes that are cool to kind of adjust and manipulate, and then in what ways to adjust or change them. And so like some examples of that basically is with male characters, um, like uh you know, like posture and strength are one thing it's an easy one. You know, like Sword Beast, okay? He doesn't look human, but he was an easy one for me to be like, okay, so I'm just like combining him with a boar, and you know, his pose, like the dynamic compositions, like that makes sense to me. Cool, I gave him tusks, awesome. But with female characters, it's, you know, when I've played around with them thus far in the game, there are certain ways that I approach it. Uh, but I've never felt like comfortable, like, are these the right attributes to be pushing and pulling and adjusting in the ways that I did? And so you'll notice that all of my female characters in the first set have very particular things. Like Madame Crossbones, I designed her where I was like, I want her to kind of look like an alien. You know, I want each individual attribute that she has to be like perfect, but when you put them all together, it's weird. You know, like her neck is a little too thin and a little too tall. Her eyes are a little too big. You know, she like doesn't even have a nose, it's so small. You know, like I wanted to kind of push those things. Um and so anyways, it was really fascinating just having a chat with Girls Planning Gaming about all of these different things, and getting a sense of, because the other thing is like I didn't want these female characters to look human, you know, which is a really weird balance to walk. Is I want them to feel like monsters, and so finding that in between. Um, and so, for example, like posture is an attribute that both male and female characters are good things to push and pull, but in two very different ways. You know, male posture and female posture in terms of what you want to accentuate are very different. Um, but by that same token, it turns out for female characters, hair is a huge attribute to play around with in terms of like the hair, you know, both the way it's done up, but also like what it's made of. You know, like hair could be made out of light. It could be made out of seaweed. It could be made, you know, Medusa style with like creatures coming out of it. It could be made out of rope. It could be, you know, like all of those things like are attributes to play around with. So that was a really cool thing to explore. And so, you know, we went through a lot of different options. And one of the cool things we did is we basically um, I just pulled a crazy amount of illustrations that I'd seen of female characters. And we just had like an hour and a half chat where I was just like, you know, which one of these jumps out to you? What do you like or not like about them? What are things that, you know, matter? And you know, it's one of those things like we had the conversation around the fact that Girls Playing Gaming was like, I am not the spokesperson for all women ever. You know, she is just one of many, but it was very helpful for me to have that experience, to be able to like talk through these things and get a feel for what was resonating with her and what wasn't, you know, checking my assumptions and not. So I've got some really cool ideas for set two that I'm really excited about, that I can't wait to start diving into as well. So anywho, yeah, that's that. I don't know if anyone has any questions on it. Otherwise, we can move on to some other art stuff.
I just think it's really cool. This is not a part of the process that I'm usually privy to or a part of, and I always think it's interesting to hear, how things go from start to finish in any creative work, but especially in the art that you're doing for the game.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah, it's been an interesting process, and I'm certainly learning a lot. Like I think for me, I also feel like a little bit of pressure since I'm designing all of the characters and recognizing that I have a very myopic view of the world because it's just me. And so doing whatever I can to try to open my view where possible, you know, and I'm never going to hit it just right all the time, but going to try. Um, so yeah, so yeah, if anyone has any oh, hi Coco. Hi. Um if anyone has any content creators that they think, or people that you think we should talk to, or if you have any thoughts, again, we're always interested in learning more. Um, and a lot of our alternate artists are um, female or queer. Oh, go go.
Good girl.
Oh, sweetie. Um, all
Sorry to
right.
interrupt.
No, that was the perfect interruption. Um, all right. Do we want to move on to the next thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to see next? Oh,
Oh, hello.
also, let me know when you want to wrap up. Maybe another half hour?
Yeah, half hour
Oh,
sounds good.
cool.
Sorry,
Hi.
you
Did I lose you for a second?
yeah, you dropped out, I think, as you were explaining what the options are.
Cool. Okay, I have 10 options, so pick 1 to 10.
Okay,
Or chat can pick 1 to 10.
chat. First person to enter number 1 to 10.
Yep.
7.
7. Okay.
Unless
1,
any of these are related to
4,
Baba
5,
Buccaneer.
6, 7. Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, people
Um,
love 7.
wow, people do love 7. Okay. So I'm gonna show you. This is just a fun little show and tell. I'm gonna show you what one of our pirate turnarounds looks like.
What?
So I'm still figuring out exactly how I want to do this, because there's so much to learn and figure out. But basically, when we bring on an alternate artist, I want to get them up to speed, not just on like how to draw the character, but on like the vibe and story behind the character as fast as possible. And so for a while, I was putting together these intricate character turnarounds, which is what I'm going to show you here. I've since kind of streamlined the process because I just don't have as much time to do it. Like I have like 40 turnarounds to put together in the next like 4 weeks. So I got to move fast. But I was looking at this one the other day and I was just like, I actually am really proud of some of the art that exists in the turnaround. So I just want to show it to you guys. But basically, this one's for Broadsideosaurus, which for some of the newer folks, you may not have seen him yet. We'll probably post him in a daily card reveal, but he's one of my favorites. He goes by Brody. Um, Basically, I'm not going to show you the card effect here, but kind of explain the card effect and the purpose of it in the game. And then I do a turnaround. So, like, this is the front, and I provide some written breakdown of like, he has worn sunglasses since he was a baby. Some say it's because he played around with gunpowder too early, and the resulting flash left him light sensitive. The cannons on his back, the broadside backpack, is a device of his own invention. So, anyways, I just kind of explain some stuff. Then I show the back of them. When I was doing the really intricate turnarounds, I actually included color references where I actually included the hex code of all of the colors, which was definitely me just trying to be more professional than we needed to be. Like artists can just go to the art and just pull the hex code. They do not need the hex codes listed out for them, and it took so much time. Uh, I really love this piece of art where you're like seeing him from behind. I just I think it looks so cool.
I
Um,
love the ooh face.
I know there's like,
Ooh.
ooh, looking at my butt. Um, so yeah, I was really happy with this turnaround. He's such a silly, goofy guy. I love Broadsideosaurus, and I can't wait to show you guys the alternate art that was made from this turnaround
It's so
by
good. It's really, really
Jack
good.
Jack Burke of Subjectively. He did such an amazing job, and we're gonna get him to do a couple more pieces. And then I have a scale where I compare everyone to an average human and a treasure chest. So you can see Brody is pretty big.
Big boy.
Um, and then this has been updated with more up to date Monster Coast lore. And then there's Broadsideosaurus lore itself. And then I also show connections. So if people want to like include another pirate in their piece, I kind of show like Tyrannosaurus Rex is his captain and he's the first mate. He trained with Gunpowder Sage to learn about cannons. He's buddies with Briny Deep, and then he fought Hangor Lord of Gallows. I know. What is your average human on the Monster Coast? There are no humans on the Monster Coast, so the average human is so subjective and arbitrary. Um,
It's like
but
height in One Piece. Doesn't make any
yeah,
sense. It's fluid.
yeah. So anyways, this was just a fun. I probably did like 6 or 7 of these for some alternate artists, and then the more recent alternate artists, I've basically just done hand drawn sketches, which are like really quick and really rough, because I just didn't have the time to really go into detail, which happens. Anyways, okay, that we're moving right along here. That was number 7. We got. I'm gonna shuffle up the order. Let's get another. Let's get another thing. Okay, so there is actually a turnaround for Sword Beast, um, but it was the first turnaround that I did, and it's it's not great.
Which I feel like it was fine. It's
It-
been it's been like 3 years since I've seen it, but I remember it being fine.
I mean, I can open it. It's
Well, the people want 9, and then the people want 4.
okay. 9. Oh, okay. You guys are gonna like 9. So 9 is 9 is Bartholomew Hops.
Woo! Great choice. Great choice.
Um, so I was just it just occurred to me that you guys might like to see kind of the process that these go through. So so basically this is the final version of Hops as he appears on the page. And then if you go backwards in time, here are the previous versions. So you can see I had like a much brighter like gradient over the top of it. Um, a much less thick outline. We've always played around with pure black shadows, and so this was something that was just kind of fun to see. And then you can see as it goes, you just start to lose a lot of like the shading layers, and like the outlines. And so you can see like this is him with like no shading except for his tongue. This was like a quick block out of the shading before I actually did it properly to make sure I was choosing the light source from the right direction. So this is like I just do this really quick. I'm just kind of like shading, 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 shading. Does this work? Cool. Let me start going in one at a time and like really highlighting them. This is honestly this is Hops is just these two images combined.
That's
Um,
awesome. That's
so
awesome, dude.
it was a good ref. I really needed a hat reference because you're about to see some weird hats when I first started drawing him. Well, here's some frogs, some
Love frogs.
good
Love
old
frogs.
frogs. And yeah, this is him with no shading, no frills. Very rough hat. For some reason, I gave him a crown
Whoa!
at one point. I don't remember doing this. I so
Does he have an earring in the finished art, or is that?
yeah, it's just much smaller
Oh,
and
yeah, okay, okay.
behind his stuff. I don't know why he made his earring like Cheeto orange either. Um, and then he started with like a weird like Civil War hat, but like with a feather.
This I don't hate. The crown was not it.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
I mean, you landed on the correct decision, but
yeah.
I'm not mad about this.
But I will say one of the things I'm proud of with Hops is like I settled on his pose pretty early and stuck with it. Like his like feet and swords and stuff were like pretty
Yeah.
locked in. Yeah, here he is even earlier. Okay, yeah, so he started at this angle and then I tilted him. He started with like a more of a regular hat, with like a
That's
little
sorry,
crest.
can you go back and forth between the tilted and the not tilted? That's crazy how much more dynamic it is just with a little tilt. That's like
Dude,
what a
art's
spectacular
weird.
choice. Art is weird. That's amazing. Sorry, continue.
Set of 15 alt art hat variants. Oh yeah, and then I started with the swords out there. I started that. So yeah, this was the original starting place. This was me being because basically when I first start, I just throw some shapes down to go like, is there something here? Like, can I do anything with this? And so this was my can I do anything with hops? And then I said, yes, I can. And it just got crazier and crazier until we ended up with the hops that we know and love today.
He's so good. He really, really is so good.
Uh, Good old hops. All right. We're just cruising it through here. All right, I'm gonna rearrange this one thing. So we said
Okay.
four. Oh, okay. We know we
For
said four next.
yeah,
One,
four's next.
two, three, four. Ooh, okay. This is a good one. This
What
is
we got?
one that you haven't seen, Phil.
Whoa. Okay.
So I'm excited to get your reaction. So this was a first pass on an alternate art that I don't know if I'm ever going to finish. Hopefully I do, but I don't know if it's going to be for this one. So some of you guys know there's a card Bionic Blowfish Blader. This is him. This is he. Bionic Blowfish Blader. He was like the 16th pirate I designed. Love his design.
Wow.
If you watch the animation on the Kickstarter page, he's there with Flotsamstein and Zombui facing off against Hangor. Um, so he's a cool guy, and there's a really cool alternate art for him called Imposter Bionic
Yeah.
Blader, which is so cool. But originally, I wanted to do an alternate art where basically his effect is when you play him, you can destroy one of your friendly pirates, and he gets +6, so he becomes a +10. Um, and I wanted to do an alternate art to kind of show what that actually meant. And so basically, in my concept, is he basically steals the heat from another pirate and it heats him up so that the water inside is like boiling and like he's just like covered in steam and the puffer fish like inflates and his spines start to crack the glass. Um, and so I started on this piece of art where I also have a little cameo of Sword Beast here in the foreground. Um, and I just never finished it. I just never
This is sick.
yeah, like it was just like an afternoon where I was like, cool. And then I just never did anything with it. Part of me really wants to because his whole vibe is like the Sword Bay has an infinite amount of swords. Part of me wants to redo this where we're communicating this idea, but he actually is like holding two swords, instead of just one. So he's like overheating and has two cool swords. But also this piece of art also looks pretty cool. So I don't know. Maybe I'll return to it at some point. This might be for set two. We'll have to see. Or maybe
This
it's
is this is I mean all like the idea of him like taking in heat and like boiling and bursting is super cool. But I love that Sword Beast is in the foreground. I love anytime we see characters interact in art. I think that this is awesome. If this is not going to get finished for set one, I implore you to do it for set two.
yeah. We'll see. Maybe I'll be on like a real alternate art kick and I'll just throw this in as well. Um
I'll accept that.
anyways, okay. You guys are just getting all kinds of little secret surprises here.
What's next?
All right.
What number is next?
Next number.
Next number, chat. Give me a number. One through what? Six? Seven? One through seven?
6.
One through six.
1 through 6.
Five.
5.
We got a five.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, okay. This is me just kind of being a little self-aggrandizing about some of the art that I've done. Um, so I will preface this by saying each of the 5 pirate codes has a colossal pirate. Um, and drawing big guys is hard because to show they're big, you need things to show scale, um, which means small little details. And the small little details get lost when you shrink them down into tiny little card size. So I wanted to just give you guys a chance to look closely. This is the Shipwrecks, which is the Boom Colossal. Um, and he is a big old scary guy. And yeah, I just wanted to walk through. So he's basically a Godzilla character, where his spines have shipwrecked ships, and so he's got a shipwreck on his face, a whole bunch of shipwrecks on his spines. And I just wanted to give you guys a chance to look closely,
Wow.
because I'm yeah, you don't usually big boom. Yeah, yeah. Uh yeah, it's basically Godzilla. It's the ship Rex, REX. But so yeah, he's blowing flames down here, and so there's a ship being burned. You've got some like ships stuck on his tail. And so many like little details to imply scales, on these different pieces. There's ropes wrapped around him, little dinghies. I mean, this guy took me so freaking long
This
to
is
illustrate.
like one of the final like what, five pirates that you drew?
Second to last,
Second to
Prow Wow
last.
Wow was the last one, but he was the second to last. And there's just yeah, like literally one of his arms instead of a claw, he's just got a mass sticking
This is I haven't looked at him this closely. This is awesome.
out of it. um, uh, sorry, did I lose you for a
I
second?
yeah, yeah.
Uh, anyways, yeah.
I love wait, can you go look back up at the top of him? I love okay, yeah, I don't know, you're just like so good at this deciding like where a yellow outline like outside of the regular outline is the
Mm.
correct choice. I don't know, I don't understand how you
Uh,
how you're
a
so good at
lot of
this.
it is a lot of it is trial and error. I mean, if you look back at the last couple of versions that I had, um, I tried blue flames,
That's
tried
pretty cool.
blue and pink flames, this little
Whoa.
cotton candy vibe here. Um, and let's see, before I even did color, uh, look at his face. As I was trying to figure out how to make him like look like he's blowing stuff. Oh my god. Yeah. Good old Godzilla. I tried a lot of different poses too. Uh, but yeah, this was weeks of work. He was a very, very difficult one to get just right, and I'm so happy with how he turned out. But
He looks so
again, like
good.
he'd make a great playmat because you lose a lot of the detail in a teeny tiny little card, especially like all these little flecks here and the
Mm.
flames and the rocks in the background and all that jazz. Anyways, that's the shipwrecks. Thanks for indulging me.
I
Uh
think these are all super fun to look at.
uh yeah, funny faces as alt art. And yes, Jolteon, you said one. So we're actually going to show one and two back to back. I was waiting for
A
someone to pick them.
double
So
whammy.
I think some of the longtime backers may have seen these pieces of art, but I just wanted to show them because I thought they were cool. Um, Phil, you know these well.
I
Um,
had a feeling one of these was gonna come up. Yeah, I love these.
uh, so basically, early on in the design process, I wanted to do one of these pieces of art for each of the five pirate codes, showing like an actual kid interacting with these characters. And they just take so long to do. I only got through two. I started laying out the tropical one, Phil, and I just
Well,
I never
that's okay.
did anything with it.
More important stuff happening right now.
And so a lot of these guys, like this Cannon Floof and this Navigator Nuts, have gone on to be solo images that we've dropped at various places. You can find both of these guys on the Kickstarter page, actually right at the top of the Kickstarter page, a little peeking out. Um, so yeah, it was just this was truly, I think, one of the first like cameo experiences that we had for Here Be Monsters, because this was like a year or two into the design process. And so this was one of the first times of seeing these characters actually interacting with one another. So you've got Reef Ronin in the background, you've got Cannon Floof. This was like right after I'd drawn Cannon Floof the first time as well. Pyronaut here, Wave in a Bottle, Wave Wolf looking so cute. I love just his vibe here.
Same.
And then Navigator Nuts being all grumpy and whatnot. Um, and then just so you don't have to do shenanigans, I will just copy and paste this into the same window. And so then I also did the Boom version of this as well. So this is a kid hanging out with Tyrannosaurus Rex here, which this was my first experience designing, like trying to figure out how to draw a T-Rex cartoony. Then we've got a Gunpowder Sage. We've got Monkey Bones, classic monk. I think Monkey Bones might be one of the most cameoed characters because he's the original art. He's in Sunrise Supplies. He's in this art, and he's in Josue's orangutan art.
Oh, true. True.
So he's in a lot of places. Then, of course, you got to have Sword Beast here, which he was really hard to include because I really had to hunch him over. Cannon Bully being angry, which is actually this is our profile picture on Kickstarter, is
Oh
an
yeah.
angry Cannon Bully. And then you got a Fleet Phoenix here, which I just always find funny because he's just such a goofy little guy. And then we've got a whole bunch of pop kernels just popping around all over. So this is a fun little illustration to do. I had a really good time. Uh, just taking the characters and trying to putting them into a different vibe, a different headspace. So
I love these. Seeing
yeah,
these just makes me want Here Be Monsters TV show and of course Here
yes.
Be Monsters amusement park. That's what it
Oh,
really is, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for me.
you and me both. All right, we've got a couple of really quick things remaining.
Cool.
Uh, I think I will pick the order now. This one is just a quick little. We were just talking about the turnarounds and Sword Beast and everything. Uh, this is just, it's one of my favorite pictures. My mom
Uh,
caught me right as we received the final version of our first alternate art ever from another artist. This is Meredith McLaren's Sword Beast. Meredith is an artist I've followed since high school. I've learned so much from following her art. She's amazing. And she was so on board to give this a shot. And so, of course, I was like, it needs to be my favorite pirate sword beast. And she did such an amazing job. And so, uh, I'd seen the line work and I'd given notes on the line work. But when she first sent over the fully colored version, it was when I was home for the holidays. And I just was freaking out. And my mom was like, let me take a picture. And so this is my honest reaction to how awesome it was, like truly seeing a character you created illustrated by like one of your artist heroes from when you were young. Like it's just so amazing and makes me so happy. So showing some of that. And then next up, this is such a totally random thing. uh Yes. Uh, no escapades. You should want to collect all of the Sword Beast cards. That is the right answer. I approve. Thumbs up.
get the
And
coconuts.
there will
Dude,
always be more Sword Beast art. I can verify that for you. Um, but yeah, here's just a random. I just found this on my hard drive. I like had started to make this as an alternate art card and then never did anything with it. Um, so this
ooh,
is
is this a Petridge Flaming Hydra?
like, maybe? I don't know. I don't even know what this vibe is. So this is the original legendary flaming hydra. It's a flamingo hydra. And just one day I just drew this. And it was a cool concept and I just didn't know what to do with it. And I don't know, maybe some point I'll return to it.
There's something here. This is cool.
Yeah, there's something here. It's like it's not quite a Petridge, but it kind of is a Petridge. Uh, so, anyways, okay, wall bugs. I'm glad you love this. Maybe I'll revisit it and I don't know, do something with it.
I feel like it would be cool to see more Flaming Hydra art. This is it's a cool
Yes.
character.
I really want Jack from Subjectively to do a Flaming Hydra. I think he would do an amazing job of really bringing out the terror of the Flaming Hydra.
I love that.
Um, yeah, right? Yeah, flamingo hydras. Um, this was definitely a goofy time where I was just like, huh, flaming hydra, huh, flamingos. God, God, I love this game. Yes, yeah, it is kind of hieroglyphic vibes. All right, and so the last thing we're going to show is actually a piece of alternate art that Phil has not seen. Um,
Mm.
So
What do we
this
got?
is this was an alternate art that I started to do for Sponge Barbarian. And then I never finished it. And I think it's gonna kind of pivot into being an alternate art of like a lore alternate art, where instead of Sponge Barbarian, it's gonna be his brother, Big Yellow. Um, so basically, Sponge Barbarian had an older brother named Big Yellow. He was an admiral in the Reef Skimmer Renegades. You know, they were fighting Captain Laserbeard, and then Captain Laserbeard killed Big Yellow, and that's what motivated Sponge Barbarian to actually put together a crew of his own. And so I think this is actually going to be an alternate art for Big Yellow. So this is the kind of
Ooh.
like a very like mature admirally, you know, leadership
Yeah.
vibe. And he's got Jay Sparrows sitting on
Oh,
his shoulder. There's some in the background as well. Um,
this is sick. This is yeah. I like this a lot for Big Yellow, and also kind of teasing at some Reef Skimmer Renegade,
mhm.
vibes.
Yeah, it's you can see the edge of the Reef Skimmer logo on the
Yeah.
flag behind him. So yeah, I really want to revisit this because I think it's really cool. You know, but as of right now, the only difference is Big Yellow has a blue bandana. Otherwise, he's exactly the same. So I was even playing around with like giving him more of like a handlebar mustache as opposed to like a pointy mustache. Um, I feel like he probably needs something a little bit more than that. And you know, I'm playing around with colors, and I even had a moment where I was going to do like a no line variant,
Whoa.
which
That
I
feels like World War II recruitment poster, which
oh shoot, yeah, you're so right. That is
kind
actually
of feels
really
right.
cool. Dang, yeah, I'll probably have to lean into that then. You're so right.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
That
I
is
like
pretty
that a lot.
cool. So anyways, yeah, I need to play around and see. Because originally I was like, oh, maybe Big Yellow, instead of having ropes around his arms, because the reason they both have those ropes is because the sponges have a special ability a la One Piece, where if they put their fist in the water, it soaks up all of the water and becomes a giant fist. Um, and the ropes around their arms help like keep it tight, you know, so it doesn't just kind of like go everywhere. And I was like, oh, what if Big Yellow actually has chains around his arms instead of ropes because he's more experienced than Sponge Barbarian. And then I was like, do I really want to draw a whole bunch of chains wrapped around his arms? That would be so painful. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I
You've
still need to
done
figure out what I
you've done
want to do.
some really good chains in the past.
And
So
they
as a
take so
purely
long. They
yeah, but
take
they
so
look so
long.
good. But they look so good.
Uh, yeah, actually, truly, having a recruitment poster, "We need you on the Monster Coast. Join the Kickstarter today." If only I had finished this art earlier. Darn.
Well, Kickstarters, we still got well, how many days? We got like 13 days?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So,
13 days to
anyways,
finish
yeah,
that art.
that's the last little art show and tell to share with you guys. Yeah, good, good old Big Yellow.
Good old Big Yellow.
Uh,
I
so
do
yeah,
really like the look without the outlines. I'm curious now what other pieces would look like without outlines. It's a very interesting
yeah,
look.
it's well, the lack of outlines is hard to really define a shape. I'll have to learn how to make it work better.
Yeah,
Uh, but hey, that's what art is about, learning.
that's what everything's
Um,
about.
anyways, well, we got 5 minutes. I guess any last minute questions before we wrap this up, folks? Thank you for sticking around and letting us just kind of vamp at you for a hot second.
Yeah, this is always very fun to just kind of go. When we did streams prior to the Kickstarter, we would do streams of us playing, which is also very fun. But it's nice
Yeah.
to just kind of do something different. Um,
Yeah.
do we want to see Baba Buccaneer? We got a Baba Buccaneer request.
Buccaneer. Let
A,
me,
s-
yeah,
a
let me,
special on stream tease for those who haven't seen him.
yeah, let me pull him up.
Sword Beast also for those who haven't seen him.
I wish I had more Sword Beast art to share with you, but it might surprise you. The like 7 pieces of art that I've already shown is actually all of my alt art. Also, I want to share here. There is a tropical alternate art card that's lore based. that I have not shown to Phil yet. It's only like half finished, and I really want to show you the final one because I'm not going to say that it's going to be your new favorite alt art, but I think it's going to be like in your top five.
Are you able to tell me if it is or is not a coconut art?
It is a toucan trader,
Ooh.
but it may or may not have a coconut cameoing in it.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm interested.
It's it also just has some of the goofiest flavor. Uh, shoot, where's Baba? Did I pass Baba Buccaneer? Where is he?
Baba Buccaneer has unfortunately been removed from the game and will never come back,
Yep.
is what
Yeah,
Carson's
that's
saying.
the case. Also,
Um,
this is good because Baba Buccaneer appears in Coconut's Day Off. So
yes, so good for everyone to get acquainted with
where?
our
Oh,
favorite
come
goat.
on. Where did he go? What is happening?
Um, are you trying to find the keynote file?
I know he's in. Okay, here he is. Here he is. Um, so Baba Buccaneer.
All right,
Here's Baba Buccaneer. Um,
look at that handsome gentleman.
he's the grumpiest pirate on the Monster Coast. Um, basically, he is a sword animal type, a +3, and when played, you may either search your poop deck for a sword pirate and bring it to your hand, or give one friendly pirate who is not sword +3. Um, so yeah, he is a very mechanically unique card. Because he plays with Typal, which we haven't really touched on too much in the main game. But I kind of like that he's just this weird little goofy guy
I agree.
that does his own thing. So we'll see if he makes it through playtesting or if we tweak his effect a bit. But I like him. Jolteon, I know you like him because he's one of the few search out a pirate cards uh, in the game. So it helps min max certain situations. But I don't know. I just
I
like
think
him.
he's neat. I like the my
Go
head
back.
canon always is always that, like, if he's not searching out a sword, the idea is that he's like a gentleman, and so he always has an extra sword for his friends, and so he's tossing a
Oh,
sword to someone who doesn't have one, and that's why they get +3.
oh, I like that. I also would love if you know how on our last stream or at some point recently we were talking about the Three Musketeer plants.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
the because we have Jolly Radish, and in set two we're going to be adding two more vegetable swords to make a Three Musketeers trio. I would so love it if we could make like a little comic about how they induct Baba Buccaneer as their fourth, as their D'Artagnan, and they keep looking down on him as this like new young rookie, and he's just like, guys, I am so much older than you. I've been doing this for so much longer. What are you talking about?
Oh, I
And they're
love
just like,
that.
ha ha ha, new recruit.
I love that. Oh man.
uh, um,
Baba Buccaneer, I feel like, is so tonally distinct on the Monster Coast, and I really appreciate that he's here. He's
he is so grumpy. He is a grumpy little guy, and he features heavily in Coconut's Day Off. So I think you guys are really gonna enjoy this piece. We should really release that like soon.
we could
Tomorrow's Thursday.
I should have it done ready to go by tomorrow, like lunchtime.
Actually,
So
yeah, if you do it tomorrow, then we could do a Kickstarter update where I mention the print and play, the TTS sim, and this story. Should
amazing.
be great.
Then that's what we're gonna do.
Yep. Also, if you want to see some more Baba Buccaneer, you can see his big tuchus in the video on our Kickstarter. There's a shot where the avian airship is flying by and he's walking away, and he's got a big old goat butt.
I've looked at that piece of art a lot of times, and I've never, I think, noticed his dumper, but I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's a big old goat dumper. It's
Alrighty.
mostly because his feet are teeny tiny little hooves,
Oh
but it
yeah, yeah.
really makes his midsection look like a big old rumpus.
I think
Anyways,
the Oh, never mind. I was gonna give a scientific fact, but I googled it and it was not a correct fact, so I'm not even gonna say it.
which animal has the biggest dumper?
It's a goat. It's specifically him.
Heck yeah. Um, all right. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out, for chatting. And truly just for all of your excitement and support the last week and for the next couple of weeks. um the second week of campaign is always when it starts to slow down, and so I'm so excited that yesterday was our best day for the campaign, with the exception of the first like 3 days of excitement. Um and so I'm just looking forward to keeping that up, keeping the
Yeah.
momentum going. Today's been going great as well. Uh
63-3.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than a couple of our days. I don't know where it lands and like which day is best, but it's been a good day so far.
Yeah,
Um,
you guys are
so
crushing it. Keep on spreading the word. Keep on, if you have anyone in your life who you think would enjoy Hungry Monsters, let them know. Oh, Coco wants to go out.
oh,
Poor Coco.
Coco. Um, all right, guys. Well, we'll be talking to you soon. Can't wait to just share more cool stuff with you guys. So,
Yeah. Well,
all
until
right.
next time, stay salty.
Grab a friend, set sail,
Yeah. Have
and
an
adventure.
adventure.
All right. Bye,
Bye.
guys.